Hello students, today we are going to learn the concept of staffing. So staffing means it relates to recruitment. Recruitment means filling the vacant positions in your organization. Recruitment, or in Marathi it is called as bhartiची process. So recruitment, selection, development, training and compensation of managerial personnel. या सगळ्या गोष्टीला कलेक्टिव्हली स्टाफिंग म्हणून म्हटलं जातं. म्हणजे राईट फ्रॉम रिक्रुटमेंट, भरती करण्यापासून लोकांची ते त्यांची डेव्हलपमेंट, त्यांचं कॉम्पेन्सेशन असेल, त्यांचं ट्रेनिंग असेल, या सगळ्या गोष्टीचं इन्क्लुजन हे स्टाफिंग या फंक्शनमध्ये होत असतं. सो like other functions of management, staffing is also a continuous process which has to be undertaken continuously. The definition of staffing is that the managerial function of staffing involves manning the organizational structure through effective and proper selection, appraisal and development of personnel to fill the roles designed into the structure. जो तुमच्या ऑर्गनायझेशनमधलं जे डेझिग्नेशन आहे, जो रोल तुम्हाला एक्सपेक्टेड आहे एखाद्या पर्सनलकडून करून घ्यायचा आहे, त्यासाठी चांगली लोकं शोधणं आणि रिक्रूट करणं, त्यांची डेव्हलपमेंट करणं, त्यांना ट्रेनिंग देणं, या सगळ्या टोटल फंक्शन्सला आपण स्टाफिंग असं म्हणतो. ओके, सो दिस वॉज द डेफिनेशन. नाव वी आर गोइंग टू सी द सोर्सेस ऑफ स्टाफिंग. म्हणजे स्टाफिंग करण्यासाठी आपल्याला दोन टाईपचे सोर्सेस आहेत. वन इज द इंटरनल सोर्स अँड अदर इज द एक्सटर्नल सोर्स. So internal sources, it includes transfer, promotion and present employees. So it is supposed that best employees can be found within the organization. तुमच्याच ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये बेस्ट एम्प्लॉईज शोधणं सोपं जातं. So when a vacancy arises in the organization, it may be given to employee who is already working in the organization, and when higher post is given to the deserving candidate, it motivates all employees of the organization to work hard. So this such kind of vacancy can be informed to the employees of the organization through internal advertisement. So it is also one of the motivational technique. तुमच्याकडे काम करणाऱ्या लोकांपैकीच एखाद्याला तुम्ही डिझर्विंग कॅन्डिडेटला जर तुम्ही प्रमोट केलं किंवा प्रमोशन दिलं, तर डेफिनेटली इट ॲक्ट्स ॲज अ मोटिवेशन फॉर दॅट एम्प्लॉई ॲज वेल ॲज अदर एम्प्लॉईज. बाकीच्या एम्प्लॉईंमध्ये पण हा मेसेज जातो की आपण चांगलं काम केलं की आपल्याला प्रमोशन मिळतं. सो इंटरनल सोर्स ऑफ रिक्रुटमेंट इज a good source of motivation as well. So let us see one by one. What is transfer? First one, transfer means it involves shifting of person from present job to other similar jobs. So this transfer do not involve any change in the designation, nature of work, pay, responsibility, prestige or salary. The number of persons do not increase with transfer. Transfer means transferring from one place to another, having same kind of job. From, suppose you are working in Mumbai and you have been transferred to Pune, so that would be kind of a transfer. So to fill the office of Pune with one employee, you have been asked to come from Mumbai. Got it? So it's an internal source of recruitment. Next is promotion. Promotions refer to shifting of persons to positions carrying better prestige, हायर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज अँड मोर पे. म्हणजे मॅनेजमेंटच्या हायरार्कियल लेवलमधले वरच्या लेवलवर जाणे इज कॉल्ड एज प्रमोशन. सो हायर पोझिशन्स विच आर वेकंड मे बी फिल्ड अप फ्रॉम विदिन द ऑर्गनायझेशन. ॲज आय सेड अर्लियर, डिझर्विंग कॅन्डिडेटला तुम्ही प्रमोट केलं तर दॅट वुड इन्क्रीज द नंबर, मोटिवेशन अमॉंग रेस्ट ऑफ द एम्प्लॉईज ॲज वेल. So promotion improve the performance of the employees, and it motivates the other employees as well. And the last method is present employees. So present employees are informed about vacant positions. ज्या तुमच्या इथे जागा रिकाम्या होणार आहेत त्याची आधीच माहिती तुमच्याकडे काम करणारे जे एम्प्लॉईज आहेत त्यांना आपण प्रेझेंट एम्प्लॉईज म्हणतो, त्यांना दिली जाते. अँड द एम्प्लॉईज रेकमेंड देअर रिलेशन्स. म्हणजे तुमच्या रिलेटिव्हमध्ये कोणी असेल त्या पोस्टला सुटेबल, सेम क्वालिफिकेशनचं, नेचर ऑफ वर्कचं किंवा सेम क्वालिफिकेशन जे रिक्वायर्ड आहे ते जर तुमच्या रिलेटिव्हकडे असेल, फ्रेंडमध्ये कोणी असेल, तर तुम्हाला त्यांना रेकमेंड करण्यासाठी एक चान्स दिला जातो कंपनीकडनं. सो द पर्सन्स रेकमेंडेड बाय द एम्प्लॉईज मे बी सुटेबल फॉर द जॉब बिकॉज दे नो द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ वेरियस पोझिशन, and the existing employees take full responsibility of recommended candidates and also ensure about their proper behavior and performance. So अशा रेफरन्सनी जे तुम्ही रेकमेंड जे करता, म्हणजे एम्प्लॉई जेव्हा रेकमेंड करतो माझं सो अँड सो रिलेटिव्ह आहे, या पोस्टसाठी सुटेबल आहे, क्वालिफिकेशन पण चांगलं व्यवस्थित आहे, एक्सपिरियन्स ॲज रिक्वायर्ड आहे, आणि त्या ह्याच्याने तो जर नोकरीला लागला त्याच्या रेकमेंडेशननी, तर त्या एम्प्लॉयची फुल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ज्या माणसाने रेकमेंड केलेली आहे तो घेत असतो. त्याचं बिहेवियर चांगला असेल आणि त्याचा परफॉर्मन्स चांगला असेल ह्याच्याबद्दलची गॅरंटी तो प्रेझेंट एम्प्लॉई देत असतो. Okay, then we are going to see which are the external sources of recruitment. So in external sources, there are the first one is advertisement. So बाहेरून ज्यावेळेला आपण एक्सटर्नल सोर्स आहे, बाहेरून कंपनीच्या बाहेरून आपण जेव्हा आपल्या वेकंट पोझिशन फिलअप करतो, तर त्याच्यासाठी कुठल्या कुठल्या सोर्सेस आहेत किंवा कुठल्या कुठल्या मेथड्सनी आपण रिक्रुटमेंट करू शकतो ते बघतोय. सो फर्स्ट वन इज ॲडव्हर्टिजमेंट. इट इज अ मेथड ऑफ रिक्रुटमेंट. Frequently it is used by all the organizations majority of the times, and advertisement is given in newspapers or professional journals, and advertisement is given in such a way that it attracts applicants in large number. But whenever you're drafting an advertisement, you should conceal your name of your organization, and you have to draft it very carefully. You have to mention the requirement, that is the experience required for that post, the qualification required, the salary which you are supposed to give, the package. So that way you have to make an attractive advertisement so that desired candidates can get attracted towards you. Okay, so that is the first method. Second is employment exchanges. So employment exchanges in India run by government for unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled, clerical post, etc. So it is often used as source of recruitment. So companies approach these employment exchanges, get the data about unemployed people. The whole data is being saved in employment exchanges, because those who are unemployment, they go to employment exchange and they can register themselves. So the data is being with the employment exchanges, so readily you can get the available candidates and you can sort it out as per your requirement, and you can give them an interview call, those who are as per your requirement. So a ready database is created by employment exchange, and you can directly, the company can approach these employment exchanges and get the data and find out the desired candidate. Next is educational institutions or schools, colleges and universities you can call. So direct recruitment is done through these campus interviews, which has become a common practice. Educational institutions and the companies undergo an agreement wherein the company every year conduct campus interviews in that university. And freshers, especially of course when you're going to colleges or universities, these are the freshers. These are the students who don't have any kind of experience. So the smart students, or those who are talented students, or you can call a cream of the college, is being selected. So that way you can get freshers through this kind of method of recruitment. Then next is recommendation of existing employees. So present employees know both the company and candidate, right? So who is being recommended. So some companies encourage their existing employees to assist them in getting the applications from the persons who are known to them. म्हणजे आपल्या जवळचं ओळखीचं कोणी असेल तर आपण रेकमेंड करू शकतो कंपनीला. Okay, then next is factory gates. There are certain workers present themselves at factory gate every day for employment. So this method of recruitment is very popular in India for unskilled and semi-skilled workers especially. The desirable candidates are selected by the first line supervisors, and so these people, unskilled people or unemployed people, gather at the factory gate every morning, so that if there is any need, line supervisor may call them. So that is just on daily basis only. And then next is casual callers. Those personnel who casually come to company, म्हणजे सहज कंपनीमध्ये जाऊन इथं वेकन्सी आहे का अशी चौकशी करणारे जे लोक असतात त्यांना कॅज्युअल कॉलर्स म्हणतात. सो दीज आर द पीपल हू कॅज्युअली कम टू कंपनी फॉर एम्प्लॉयमेंट. they can be considered for vacant post, and it is most economical method of recruitment. ओके, सो चौकशीला येणारी लोक जे आहेत त्यातला डिझायरेबल एखादा कॅन्डिडेट सुटेबल असेल तुमच्या पोस्टसाठी, देन यू कॅन सिलेक्ट इट. नेक्स्ट इज सेंट्रल ॲप्लिकेशन फाईल. सो अ फाईल ऑफ पास्ट ॲप्लिकंट्स हू आर नॉट सिलेक्टेड फॉर अर्लियर ड्युरिंग द रिक्रुटमेंट प्रोसेस. यू कॅन मेंटेन द फाईल. ज्यांचे ॲप्लिकेशन्स आलेले आहेत त्यांचे सगळे डॉक्युमेंट्स तुमच्याकडे आहेत. सो यू कॅन मेंटेन अ सेंट्रलाइज्ड फाईल ॲज सच. अँड periodically you can go through those files, and you can just give a call to those candidates and ask them whether they are willing to join the company, they are willing, are they doing job somewhere else, or they are still unemployed. So you can give them just a call and ask them. So that is also one of the other method of recruitment. Next is labor unions. So in certain occupations like construction, hotels, where there is instability of employment, so generally such recruitments are made through unions, because many unions are asked to recommend the candidates either as those whom they know. So trade union people bring certain laborers as according to their, I mean, as per those who are in their touch, or those who are their relatives, or anybody, those whom these trade unions know them very well. So they are brought in certain number, and they are recruited, because these are the people who laborers know them very well, therefore they are recommending it. So that's the easy way of recruitment. Next is labor contractors. This is the method which is being used in India for hiring unskilled and semi-skilled workers. So contractors keep themselves in touch with labor and bring the workers at places where they are required. So labor contractors, you can call them as commission agents. The company enters into contract with these labor contractors, and whenever they are in need of number of people, they call these contractors, and if there are and these contractors supply the number of workers required by the industry, and in for supplying the number of laborers, they get a commission for the number of persons supplied by them from the company itself. So it's a contract between the company and the labor contractor. Next is former employees. In case of the employees, those who have left the factory on their own, they may be taken back if they are interested. I mean, those who have left the job, and if they are quite good in their work, then you can call them back and ask them whether they are interested in joining the company again. Okay, so those were the internal and the external sources of recruitment. Now let us go through the scientific selection process. That means if you want to select a suitable candidate for your organization, what sort of steps should the organization undertake? Okay, so that we are going to see. So first one is inviting the application, and the prospective candidates from within the organization or outside the organization are called for applying for the post. That means detailed job description, job specification are provided in the advertisement, and because of that, lot of candidates get attracted towards it and they apply for the job. So inviting application would be the first process of selection. Second is receiving application. Detailed applications are collected from candidates which provide necessary information about personal and professional details of person. These applications facilitate analysis and comparison of the candidates. So you can receive the applications from the candidate. Next is scrutiny of applications. Whatever number of applications you have received, and the limit of period in which you are supposed to receive the application, after the period is over, your applications are sorted out, and incomplete applications are rejected. Applications with unmatching job specifications are also rejected, and those applications are selected which are as per your requirement. The next is written test. As the final list of candidates is ready, after the scrutiny of application, the written test is conducted, and this test is conducted for understanding the technical knowledge, attitude and interest of the candidate. So this process is useful when the number of applicants is large. Okay, so written test is conducted. Next is psychological tests. These tests are conducted individually, and they help for finding out individual quality and skill of the person. The types of psychological tests are aptitude test, intelligence test, personality test. So various types of tests are conducted to find out the psychological level or test of that IQ of that candidate. Next is a personal interview. Candidates providing themselves successful through test are interviewed personally. The interviewers may be individual or panel. The candidates are asked several questions about their experience in another job, their family background, their interests. They are supposed to describe their expectations from the said job. Their strengths and weaknesses are identified and noted by the interviewers, which help them to take a final decision of the selection. Then next step is reference checking. So at least 2 references are asked by the company from the candidate. So reference check is a type of a cross check for the information provided by the candidate through their application form and during the interview. So whenever you fill up the application form, you are supposed to give 2 references. These 2 references mean these are the 2 people in the society who know you very well, and the company will call these people after if you are selected in the company, then you'll these people whose references are given in your application form, they'll be personally called by the company and ask about the information which is provided by the candidate, whether it is right or wrong. So it is kind of a cross checking of the information provided by the candidate. Then next is a medical examination. So physical strength and fitness of candidate is necessary before you take up a job. So in spite of good performance in tests and interviews, candidates may be rejected on basis of their ill health. If they found they are medically unfit for the job, then they may be rejected. So next one, last one is final selection. From all these 8 stages, when the candidate comes successfully, he cross or passes all these 8 stages, then he reaches the 9th stage, which is final selection. At this stage, the candidate is given the appointment letter to join the organization on particular date. The appointment letter consists of the post, title, salary, the terms of employment, and all the minute details regarding the employment. And last one is placement. So this is the final step where a suitable job is given to the appointed candidate, so that they can get the whole idea about what sort of job he is going to do, what is the nature of the job, and they can get adjusted to the job and perform well in future with all the capacities and strength. So this was the scientific selection procedure of recruitment. So with this we end with today's lecture. Thank you.